This week, I'm heading to New South Wales' magnificent northern rivers for the ultimate freshwater fishing adventure.
Oh, holy this is huge!
This pristine river system is home to some of the biggest bass in the country. But, like all good fishing adventures, there's a catch. This river we're fishing is only accessible by canoe. The terrain is relentless, and I'm fishing against one of the best in the bass business. But in true McGlashan style, I'm gonna give it a red-hot crack, or I'm gonna die trying. This wasn't in the brochure! Fishing is my life. It's in my DNA.
Oh, yes. Oh, well done.
From above the water and below the surface. It's who I am. Join me as I travel the world in search of the most insane fishing experiences on the planet. This is insane. The storms are going up around them. Now.
Oh, yeah! You're in for it now, buddy.
Woohoo!
Oh, yeah! Look at that.
Absolute cracker, mate.
112.
Yeah!
Get in the boat, Alex, and straight to the boat. That's insane! You're watching Fishing with Mates. Now, if there was ever such thing as a pin-up bass boy in Australia, well, check this out. This is him, Curtis Parker. This character rates himself a bit as a bass pro. He certainly caught a few big bass, there's no doubt about it. But you know what? When it comes to monsters, he's taken on the biggest one of them all, McGlashan. But first, I need to make a pit stop in Kempsey to acquire some bass ammo. Icon spinner baits, all right. What colours?
Oh, we got these specialist little black-bladed 7-grammers here, which will be awesome on the cast.
Oh, yeah. So what do you recommend, 3 to 6 kilos, something like that?
Yeah, 3 to 6 kilo in the ballistic gold bait caster for sure.
Oh, ballistic gold, that's the one.
That's the one there, mate.
Oh, yeah. Guaranteed?
Guaranteed.
That's what I want. I need to beat this bloke, you know. That's all I need.
What are you going to fish out of?
I think it's a canoe.
Canoe. And he's supplying it. Do you trust him?
No, not at all.
Come up the back, mate. I'll show you what we've got.
You sure you haven't got one with Yamaha on it?
Nah, paddles only, mate.
It's great to have mates in high places who recognise my winning potential. Beautiful. Or they realise I need all the help I can bloody get. Either way, I've got a brand new Mad River canoe and I'm ready for action. I'm heading to Jackadgery, which is situated in the northern rivers of New South Wales, about an 8-hour drive north of Sydney. I'm staying overnight at the Man River Caravan Park, which is deep in enemy territory. The next morning, it was an early start as we drove to the drop-off point. As the fog was just starting to lift through the valley, it was important to get straight out in the water and get that all-important first bite. Now, let me check the bottom. What's going to give me the upper hand in this competition is not only my good looks and great personality, it's my attention to detail. You know, while everyone else did all their gear last night, had everything sorted, I'm doing it on the river and making them all wait for me. The longer they wait, the more impatient they are, the worse they'll cast, and the more fish I'll catch.
I'm pretty excited. I'm pretty keen to see how the big fella goes. You know, he sort of talks himself up a fair bit. So it's been put into practice when he finishes this knot he's been doing for half an hour. Be nice to get on the water today, Al.
Bass don't bite early, big bass in the middle of the day. Trust me, I'm a professional.
Yeah, I told you that.
Someone. Curtis is one of my many fans, and it gives me a lot of satisfaction to take him fishing because it's been a lifelong dream for him, like since he was a child, to go fishing with us. And who knows, I might even teach him a thing or two. Now, when I tell you how it is, because I've got my deck chair here.
Right there, mate, you want a tow?
Oh, hang on, I've just got a few ballast issues in the back here.
He's going to do really well to get onto some fish as the canoe's sitting like nose up. He's pretty much going to be blind casting over the nose, hopefully hitting some prime structure. I doubt it. But, yeah, wish him all the best.
comes to fishing these river systems, it's all about reading the water, because what we're doing is we're casting. So you've got to identify where the fish are. So as you're drifting down, you're trying to manoeuvre your canoe to get right in that perfect position so you can get your casting close to the snag. Because remember, bass are ambush hunters, and you've got to get it right in tight to where they're sitting. Otherwise, you're not even in the running.
Hey.
It didn't take long, and young Curtis, he was hooked up.
Yeah, it took me a bit by surprise. I wasn't quite ready for it. Got to the net anyway and got to rub it into Pumba. There we go, mate, look at that. Beautiful eastern cod. They nearly wiped out in the 80s and they've made a major comeback.
Oh, they're such beautiful fish, aren't they? Just hoist him up there a bit, that's it. The beauty of fishing in the border is the bycatch, the eastern cod. They're an endangered species. It's not because their numbers are so low, but they're only restricted to certain systems. So pretty much the Clarence system, and there's a smaller group up north in the Richmond system. But I don't think these should count, because this is bycatch. This isn't our target species.
Under me, Pumba!
No, apparently it does. Get out of the way, I'm coming through. I need to catch on it.
It's definitely a pretty fair dinkum competition, one I'd like to take out, just to get one over the one and only McGlashan.
Oh, that's cold. So, it starts raining. I actually think the rain could be good for us. You could be thinking, you know, closer to the fish. And then all of a sudden, Curtis is nowhere to be seen. I think he's taking cover. Oh, no. He's found himself another little spot. He's poaching again. And he's got his sights firmly set on fish number 2.
Just found this cracking little crevice, you know, full of tussock, timber, had bass written all over it. Yes! Bass. Oh, he's got in the timber. Oh, you're giving it to me.
Coming up. Our friendly fish comp turns nasty. Within 3 seconds, I've lost control, and so do my canoe skills. For f***'s sake!
Yes! Bass.
So it was becoming obvious that Curtis was turning the opportunity of meeting his fishing idol into a fishing competition. And he's got his sights firmly set on fish number 2. And this time, a bloody bass.
Hey, Pumba,
Right, don't you be caught one.
where are ya?
Oh. How the hell did you get this in here?
I had a bit of Barry Crocker, actually.
Yeah.
Ended up over that branch there, and I was just teabagging it. And off out she come, snapped it, missed her,
You're kidding
cranked
me.
it back in, threw it back in, straight on it, on the money.
I don't even know if that counts.
It does count, of course it counts.
Oh,
I don't know why you say such things. I don't think Al was in a good frame of mind. 2 fish down, pouring rain, depressed, scared. I could see the fear in his eyes. It wasn't in a good way. 2-0, McGlashan.
What? Sorry,
2-0.
can't hear what you're talking.
You can hear.
I don't understand English.
You can hear.
You know, there's a certain etiquette when you're fishing with mates, especially when you're in canoes and kayaks and you're working downriver. The guest always gets the hot spot. That's how I see it, and that's how it's always been done. Apparently, no one's told Curtis this, because what's he doing? He's poaching all the good spots. He's in front of me and leaving me all the drained water behind.
It actually helps if you put the rod in the water. Lure
I
in the
knew that I was doing something wrong all this time.
The weather starts clearing up a little bit. Things are looking up. Dang, I've got to be a cod with that sort of hook. Third fish.
Nice fish, mate.
Beautiful. What do you reckon, Al? Pumba's looking wounded. 3-0. It's a proper flogging. I'm not one for counting, mate.
Oh, that's all right, then we're 0-0 then, yeah, okay. It was shaping up to be a really tough day at the office.
Do you want to touch it?
I don't know what it's like, so I couldn't tell you, It's cold. I'm 3 down on the fish. Something had to give. And you know what? It was my bloody canoe. So with the water so low, most of the time when we get to the rapids, we're just manhandling it, we're dragging it through. So you're in the canoe as much as you are out of the canoe. But as we approach the next set of rapids, Curtis decides to have a go. So I'm studying him and watching him. He goes down, he's cutting back, cutting left, cutting right, spins round and then goes backward and slides out the bottom.
Getting a bit cocky, I thought, yeah, I'm home free here, and just got the nose onto a rock and it spun me around. Ended up going down backwards. Yeah, got the heart racing.
Oh, come on, come on. I'm going, oh, OK, but if he can do that, I can do this. So, loaded up, started charging down, going straight in the rapids. Within 3 seconds, I've lost control completely. This huge rock just jumps out in front of me. Well, I may have hit it, but I'm pretty sure it jumped out. And the next one, I'm in the drink. The canoe disappears downstream, eskies, everything's gone. This is tough going. This is really tough country. For f***'s sake!
So we modified Al's boat with Air's rock in the front just to keep the nose down so he could steer it. I think he got a metre down the start of the rapid. Over he goes. You just can't help him, or you try to help him and you can't paddle it for him.
I didn't make those rapids, and I still haven't caught a bass. Ay, ay, ay. Come on, fish. Bloody hell. I was feeling a little bit fragile after my whitewater mishap. You know, I'm 3-0 down. There's one thing that's going to make it better, and that is to catch a fish. And I didn't have too long to wait. Yep, got him on. Oh, yeah, Curtis, are you watching?
Yeah, Pumba. Stop playing around with him, mate. He's not that big.
Could have lost him then. It's probably 17, 18 kilos.
Yeah.
Maybe I've got my kilos mixed up a bit, you know.
Kilos with centimetres.
So finally, I've hooked this nice little cod on my icon spinnerbait. Finally, I'm on the board. That got to be the biggest cod of the year.
That's the cutest cod I've ever seen, Pumba.
And you know the best part? So the boys at the angler said, mate, this is guaranteed to catch you bass.
Yeah? Well, they didn't let you down now.
Yeah, I got a cod.
Yeah.
But I'm on the board.
It's a little one.
Yeah, and I'm still on the board. There we go, my little friend. You're on the board.
Little Pumba.
Little Pumba. You're just sitting there going, what the hell was that? So, at 3-1, things were finally starting to look good for this little Pumba. And what's he do? Curtis calls it a day. He's finished. I reckon he's a little bit scared. No, I think he's really scared.
It's not over till the fat lady sings, or Pumba sings. You don't want to be taken down by someone of bloody McGlashan's standard.
But after a nice hot shower and a good night's rest, we're heading back out. And after yesterday's effort, I was after one thing, sweet redemption, in the form of a bloody big bass. Now this is my moment of glory. I might soak it up for a minute. Yeah. Right now I'm feeling lucky.
So today I'm going to take him into some more bass country that we should see some more numbers. The fishing should pick up a little bit. It might give Al a bit of a fighting chance.
Coming up. Don't cast while I'm filming.
Okay.
The poacher strikes again.
Hey.
Bloody hell.
Confident enough to have a bet?
And Curtis's farmyard dare for the loser. I don't like that cow.
That's your cow.
I'm fishing the Nimboida River with bass guru Curtis Parker.
You get a bit close there, mate.
Yeah, I was just trying to...
The whole river, whole pool there.
Yeah, I like this bit where you are. And as we head into the second day, he's up 3-1 in our friendly fishing competition.
I think it's going to be 10-1 end of the day, mate.
10-1. I'll catch one. There are carp in here, aren't there? Curtis has been fishing this river for over 20 years, so it's fair to say he does have the home ground advantage. What's your biggest bass and biggest cod in here?
Biggest cod in here is a metre 8. Biggest bass in here would be 57.
57,
Probably
bloody hell.
7.5 pounder bass.
And despite the numbers improving, especially eastern cod, Curtis is very passionate about how we make this fishery even better.
Keep the cod in the water as long as possible. If you get a big fella, I'd recommend jumping in the water with it. Get your photo, get her on the waves ASAP.
That's good. And barbless hooks and...
Barbless hooks, definitely, mate. It's the last place in the world where they are like that, so got to look after it.
Well, my theory is don't sustain it, enhance it, make it heaps better, you know?
Definitely are.
I was certainly following Curtis's advice about keeping my fish in the water. Not by choice, I might add. But now the fishing comp stakes were about to be raised to a whole new level. And I mean literally.
You seem confident, Al.
Confidence is my middle name.
Confident enough to have a bet?
Yeah, all right, put beers on it.
Beers? Oh, I do better than beers, mate.
Ooh, I like the sound of that. What's better than beers?
You don't want to put a beer on it, you got to keep Al healthy. So we thought, we're in the country. Maybe the loser grabs a bull on the spuds on the way home.
I like beers.
So we might get Al to get a bit of exercise into him. Might get him to go rustle up the bull later.
You know, I've done some crazy stuff because fishing is competitive.
So,
Which bet?
the bet, the one you lost.
Radio.
See you, mate.
Yeah, thanks. Weird, wild, wacky, you name it. But getting up close and personal with a bull, well, that has never, ever crossed my path. Rightio, I better catch something, otherwise I'm in real trouble.
You are in trouble, Al.
So eventually we come up to this really hot snag and it's full of herring. There's bait everywhere. Now, being the photographer, what do? Get the underwater camera and start getting creative. Man, you should see this bait under here, Curtis. It's insane.
Herring, mate?
Yeah, it's stacked up. There's heaps of them. And what does Curtis do? Don't cast while I'm filming.
Okay.
He starts poaching. He starts casting in there and he hooks a bloody bass.
Hey! Oh, it's a good bass.
You're friggin' kidding me. Are you on the spin rod?
Yeah.
Bloody hell. Man, if I was focusing on fishing rather than taking photos of everything, you put me on a river that's too pretty.
Excuses, mate.
But you know what they say? If you can't catch them, take photos of someone else's fish. Look at that, there he is swimming off there, like, look at that.
Is me.
Look at him just sitting there.
Yeah, not bad at all, Al. Never seen him sit under the boat like that.
Just sitting there.
Just loving it. I don't confess to be the Einstein of fishing, but pretty sure the idea of catching fish is to have your lure in the water. Is that why you don't catch many fish, mate? You're just always flying around with them cameras.
Can't help myself.
It's a good excuse.
Yeah, it is a good excuse, but I do need to catch a bloody bass.
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh. Coming up.
Oh, got him! Holy this is huge!
The fishing comp heats up.
Woohoo! Carnage.
Well, I decide to cool things down.
Yeah, mate, look at that. Hey.
Bloody hell. At 4-1, Farmer Boy Curtis, he's toweling me up good and proper. Now remember, the loser of this competition has to run with the bulls. And I'm no runner. I need to turn this around and fast. And this wasn't gonna help.
Oh, got him! Holy this is huge! Oh, pull him in.
You're in the snag?
No, but I'm gonna be. Oh, she's come out. Oh, it's a big cod.
You are a tin ass. Woo! 5-1?
That's
Now that is just insulting.
Check that out, Pumby.
That's a good fish, mate. That's
Beautiful.
a beautiful cod.
Bloody ripper, isn't she?
Bloody beautiful.
On your way, darling. Well on.
Oh,
Done him.
got him. So as the day wore on, so did my patience. The harder I tried to catch a fish, the harder it became. Bloody frustrating. I could hear the cows calling to me, literally. I don't like that cow.
That's your cow. She's waiting for you.
Oh, man.
I think he's really trying to get a few fish, so he didn't have to meet the bull on the way home. I don't think it helped him at all.
Eventually it occurred to me, the only way to get back in this game was not to let Curtis pass me. There was no way he was going to poach my spots.
Come on, Pumba! Oh, no, watch out! Whoa! Uh-oh. He started playing bumper derbies with the canoes.
After yesterday's embarrassing effort navigating that white water, It was time to give Curtis a taste of his own medicine. And you know what? It was bloody fantastic.
Got it.
Got it. We're stuck on the camera. I got you.
You set me up, you bastard. So I don't know if Al's intentionally slammed the brakes on down that rapid or the payload was just too much and he beached himself again. Guess he got what he wanted. I went in the drink. Pretty sad day when things turn nasty with old McGlashan. He turned into a nasty little
Hang
trick
on.
like that because he can't catch a fish.
In an accident, if you ram them from behind, you're at fault.
As far as I know, braking in rapids is unheard of.
I was run aground because of my bad steering.
Unbelievable.
As the day was about to end, I needed a strong finish. At least something to salvage what pride I had left. Oh, yes!
Oh, well's on.
Woohoo! It was all or nothing. And you know, finally, the rod came alive in my hands. I don't think your landing net is big enough for this one. And you know what? It was a nice bass. You bloody beauty. Look at that. What a beautiful fish. You know, regardless of the 5-2 scoreline, it was just great to finally catch a bass on a hard day's fishing for me.
He's pretty happy with himself, and I was pretty happy for him too.
I reckon we're pretty close to even. Let's just head for the hills. Further into the hills. Or home.
Before the colour gets higher for you, mate. All in all, it's been an awesome experience with Al. 10 out of 10 bloke. We've had a ball.
Fishing those northern rivers, it's so much more than just the fishing. You know, the scenery is spectacular, the river is beautiful. It is a full adventure, and the fish are just a bonus. Like all good adventures, they come at a cost. And this one involved horns. Do I have to go?
Off you go, Pumba. Top bloke, but bet's a bet.
Come back! I come in peace! Don't you know who I am? Ah!